Slovakia cut off on me. I had to clear some things out. Memory issue. Storage issue. But yeah, we continue. And it's the Club of Rome report I was referring to. Because all this is, these assholes, these politicians are set up. They are, for those of you that haven't realized it yet, they're all puppets for the banking elite. You know, that's who really runs this world. All right. So, yeah, the interesting thing here is these so-called Christians, these Edomite / white Christians, these are the ones that are going to fly off the handle here very shortly, because they realize that, hey, they've been lied to. All right. And for our people who realize what's going on, the only thing we should do, like I said earlier, is get the popcorn and watch this and be so very happy. All right. And continue to put up these curses. Fuck this place. Let's continue. There's a little bit more left here.
It's like, oh, you look down, you say those people are the problem, and that armed struggle against them is the answer.
The Black Legion may be a past we are doomed to repeat.
It's clear that there's a long fascist tradition in the United States, and that we have to acknowledge that this is part of a long line of hate that goes way back and is still there today.
This is Inside Edition Digital.
What you people fail to understand, that all this is an act. This bumbling administration that's on its way out, all this was set up to whereas these people could do nothing right in your eyes, they did everything wrong. You know, this was to get under your skin. And now the person they had selected, basically you just allowed them to walk right in. You were played. All the more reason why you jakes should want to get the fuck up out of here. But we realize that there's a large number of our people that, you know, gonna still be hand in hand with these pieces of shit. Cool. You get that same judgment. All right, that's on you. But yeah, these are some exciting yet perilous times that we're coming into, and this is why more than ever, hey, repent, repent, repent. Be about it. Don't just say it. All right, because hey, they're pulling out all the stops, as the saying goes. I'm talking about these Edomites, these so-called white people that are on a level. All right, they don't give a fuck about the average man. I think a lot of so-called white people are beginning to finally come to grips with that. They might have suspected, but the thing is, who's always going to get the blame? Of course, you know, that low-hanging fruit which we represent. All right, the cowards that they are. Yeah. And now that I say that, there have been instances or incidents that have happened. The Daniel Perry thing. He gets rewarded by sitting, what game was it? It was a football game. He's sitting in the box with, the VIP box with, the Republicans. Trump and I think J.D. Vance and some others. Good job. What they didn't tell you, there was an incident here in D.C. that happened over the summer. An investigator of some kind, government, was on a metro train. And there's these jakes that come on. I've encountered them at least a couple of times. At best, they're a nuisance. But he takes it upon himself to attack them and try to push them off the train physically. Now, as it so happens, it was stated in the paper when I read it that he was armed. It could have gotten worse. But they kept that under wraps. This was during the last phases of that trial with Daniel Penny, and of course he was acquitted or found not guilty. And yeah, and there's something else. Oh, there's a case that's going on right now in Pennsylvania. The Jake's name is a stand your ground case. What's his name? His last name is Byrd, B-Y-R-D. I think it's Maurice Byrd. And he was on the phone to police. The guy was a known white supremacist, so-called. Constantly calling him, nigger this, and, dirty nigger, whatever have you. And this Jake owned a barbershop. And this has been going on for quite some time. So he goes back in his shop. He's a disabled military veteran. And he picks up the phones from that point on, is on the phone with the police. And they hear what's going on. And finally the guy, he backs up to try to get away from this white supremacist. And he's got his gun. He has a license to carry. And the white supremacist grabs him by the shirt and says, "What, you gonna shoot me, nigger?" And, well, he got his answer. He's no longer with us. But they've arrested him and charged him with first-degree and third-degree murder. Saying he had, despite him, being attacked physically, and even with witnesses. So what does that say? Yeah. So they're trying to spin it as to, well, he was calling you nigger. That was not a valid reason to kill him, or as they're putting it, murder. You could have went back into your shop. Mind you, now he's being attacked at that point that he finally shot the guy. So why would you want to stay in a place? This is the question I often ask. Why would our people, I know the reason, but I got to ask it. Why would you want to stay in a place that has a constant, continual history of you not getting any type of justice? Unless your oppressor deems it necessary to do so, and usually it's out of, I'm not going to use that big fancy word, but it's at his pleasure. When he deems it appropriate and necessary. Like he's always done. What has changed? I keep asking that question. What has changed? Other than the times. That's it. I just wanted to clear up, let you know that, the first video cut out on me. So, finish it up with this. And what name I was trying to come up with, it was the Club of Rome report. All right. And that's what it's going to that, what they're going to divide the world up into 10, what do you call it? Regions. And eventually it's going to be that one world. That's what that whole thing was about. It's leading up to the one world government, the new world order. All right. And this is what's taking place right before your eyes. But of course, a lot of you still think, well, that's conspiracy theory. Okay, cool. Keep believing that. Hey, so with that, I hope, once again, whoever views this is edified. And this has been a video, all this past shit, you have to know. This is, when it comes to our history, that's all that should concern you. All right, you got to know these things. That's why we make these videos. have to keep asking that question. What has really changed? This man has just become better at hiding shit and what's the word I want to use? Just putting a new suit on old ideas like this, old organizations like this, just different spins on the same old shit. Let's see some of the comments. Well, it's not going to let me for some reason. But in any case, well, wait a minute. Just had a delay there. Come on now. This was a shameful part of history. No shit. This is why schools should talk more about American history instead of trying to read. What? You just... Nothing. Anyway, got a point, but why do you think they want to hide this? They all constantly want to downplay it and want you to acknowledge that Holocaust shit. I wonder why. Politicize? Who's trying to see? They always kind of make an excuse. How is it politicized? Isn't racism considered a bad thing by all political parties? Sorry, that's too woke. There's nothing woke about learning about history. History is not woke. History is our past. I never actually heard about this whole thing, such a tragic history that happened in this unstable world, all because of slavery. See, that's my point. They still have it. This is Keisha Murrell. They still have it and have positions in law, government, and healthcare. Yes. This one has a point. I still don't get how being poor and downtrodden equals let's be racist. Like, why does that leap happen? What's the connection? Because you're dealing with evil pieces of shit. If you want to blame someone for firing you, blame the ones who did the firing. Remember I made a comment about the low-hanging fruit? That's us. The cowards that they are, they go to the people that can't defend themselves. Or historically, they couldn't defend themselves. I can't believe I never heard about this. All right. Of course you haven't. Yet there is a building named after Hoover, isn't there? That is a disgrace. Of course. That's about it. You know, go on and on. But again, hey, until the next video, hey, shalom.